There is a specific kind of exhaustion that comes from walking into a room and wondering if everyone else thinks you're failing. We don't talk about it openly, but it's there. It's the glance at the key fob when you meet a friend for coffee. It's the slight hesitation before inviting people over because your furniture is 5 years old and it's starting to show. It's the quiet relief when the restaurant bill comes and someone suggests splitting it evenly, even though you only had a salad. For the longest time, I thought this feeling was just part of being an adult in a city. I thought the anxiety around money was a symptom of not having enough of it. The solution, logically, was to earn more, so I could finally afford the life that looked peaceful. But then something strange happened. I started earning more, and the anxiety didn't go away. It just upgraded. Today, I want to walk you through a specific experiment I ran on myself. It's not a hack. It's not a secret crypto trick. It's just a behavioral shift. I stopped trying to look rich, and what happened to my savings was surprisingly logical. To understand why I started this, we have to look at a typical month in my life about 3 years ago. Let's call this version of me the aspirational me. I was 28, living in a major metropolitan area. The numbers looked something like this. Gross salary, $85,000. After tax, 401k, and health insurance, my monthly take-home was roughly $4,800. On paper, comfortable. In reality, stretched. Rent for a one-bedroom in a decent part of town, $1,900. Car payment was $450. It wasn't a BMW. It was a 3-year-old Honda Accord, but it was new, it had the warranty, it felt responsible. Student loans, $300. Insurance, utilities, phone, $300. We're already at $2,950. That leaves $1,850 for everything else, groceries, gas, and life. Here is where the looking rich tax comes in. When friends suggested a spontaneous weekend trip, I said yes because saying I can't afford it feels like admitting you're behind in the race. When we went out to dinner, I didn't look at the right side of the menu. I ordered the cocktail, not the house wine. I bought the $4 cold brew in the morning because making coffee at home felt like something people did when they had to, not when they chose to. These weren't luxury items. They were just matching the set. They were the cost of admission to the social club of my peer group. By the end of the month, I'd be lucky to have $200 left, and I'd look at my bank account and think, where did it go? I was doing everything right. I had the salary, the apartment, the car, so why did I feel one flat tire away from financial disaster? The turning point wasn't a crisis. It was a blazer. I was invited to a friend's wedding. It was a nice wedding. I went to the mall to buy a jacket. I found one I liked. It was $600. It fit perfectly. It looked expensive. Standing in the changing room, I had this vision of myself at the wedding. I'd be the guy in the nice blazer. I'd look like I had my life together. I almost bought it, but something made me put it back. I bought a $200 blazer from a different store. It was fine. It didn't look as good, but it was fine. A week later, I was looking at my credit card statement and I saw that $200 charge, and I thought about that $600 blazer. I started doing the math on what that $400 I saved actually was.
That $400, if I had just left it in an S&P 500 index fund, let's be conservative and say a 7% annual return. In 10 years, that $400 is worth about $787. In 20 years, about $1,548. In 30 years, nearly $3,000. That one blazer, the one that would have made me look slightly richer for 6 hours at a wedding, actually cost me $3,000 of future money. And that's when the logic clicked for me. It wasn't about being cheap. It was about recognizing that looking rich is the most expensive luxury good on the market. Because you don't just pay the price tag, you pay the opportunity cost of what that money could have become. So why do we do it? Why do intelligent, rational people spend money they don't have on things they don't need to impress people they don't even like? It comes down to signaling theory. In evolutionary psychology, we signal status to indicate we are resource-rich, safe, and successful. It's how we attract mates and build alliances. In a modern city, the signals have changed. We can't show off a large herd of cattle, so we show off a luxury watch. We can't show off a fertile plot of land, so we show off a luxury apartment with a concierge. The problem is, the game has been rigged. The credit score system and the debt market allow anyone to rent the costume of wealth. The guy in the Audi next to you at the stoplight might be paying 18% interest on that loan. The girl with the designer bag might have $2,000 in credit card debt funding that lifestyle. We are competing in a signaling arms race where the ammunition is our future income, and the only winner is the bank. When I stopped trying to look rich, I opted out of the arms race. It felt uncomfortable at first. I felt invisible. I felt like I wasn't playing the game. But here's the freedom that comes with it. When you stop trying to look rich, you stop caring if other people look rich. You stop measuring your life against their curated highlights. So what happened to the savings? It wasn't an overnight miracle. I didn't become a millionaire in a year by skipping lattes, but the math started to tilt in my favor. I kept the Honda. I didn't upgrade. That $450 payment stayed in my pocket. Over 2 years, that's $10,800 that went into the market, not to the finance company. I started hosting dinners at my apartment instead of going to expensive restaurants. My friends brought wine. It was more fun, more intimate, and cost about a third of what a night out cost. I started questioning every subscription, every monthly fee, every convenience charge, not out of anxiety, but out of curiosity. Is this making my life better or just making it look better? My savings rate went from basically zero to about 25% of my take-home pay, not because I got a massive raise, but because I stopped spending money on the costume. And here's the irony. When you stop trying to look rich, you eventually start to look secure. And security in a world of people drowning in debt is the ultimate status symbol. Look, I'm not here to tell you to live in a cave and eat rice and beans. Money is a tool for living. It's meant to provide comfort and experience. But we have to be honest with ourselves about the trade-off. Every dollar spent on looking wealthy is a dollar stolen from actually being wealthy. The wealthy, the truly wealthy, the ones who aren't just faking it, they understand this intuitively. They know that a dollar saved and invested today isn't just a dollar, it's a seed that grows into a tree that provides shade for the rest of their lives. I didn't stop trying to look rich to punish myself. I stopped to free up my future. And now my savings aren't just a number in an app, they are a portfolio of freedom. They are the option to say no to a job I hate. They are the ability to sleep through a market crash without panic. You don't need a financial trick. You don't need a side hustle. You just need to ask yourself one question the next time you're about to buy the status item. Would I rather look rich or be free? Thanks for watching. If this perspective made sense, consider subscribing.